Hello and greetings fellow Whovians, welcome to Timey Wimey Review, a channel dedicated to anything and everything relating to Doctor Who, but this is a special video today. I am here at Magna Adventure Science Centre here in Rotherham / Sheffield, border of Sheffield in the UK for Popcorn 2024. Last time I was here was almost 2 years ago now and I had such a good time, so I'm glad that I'm here for 2024's offering of Popcorn Comic Con. There will be cosplayers, celebrities, stalls, merchandise, Q&As, photo opportunities, a cosplay competition. I'm really excited to be here back in Magna. So we've got some legendary celebrities here today. Starting off representing Doctor Who, Wendy Pabry, who was of course Zoe, the second Doctor's companion. Loosely tying in with Doctor Who is Dame Sian Phillips, who was recently in the episode 73 Yards, a brilliant episode, but she is a legendary actress in her own right from stage and screen, particularly I Claudius, absolutely living legend here. We've got a Dame, it's amazing. But there's more. We have Lisette Anthony, who was dubbed the face of the 80s, starring in the movie Krull. I know her more popularly for myself in Dracula Dead and Loving It, the Mel Brooks comedy, so really can't wait to meet her today. Director Neil Marshall, who has directed movies such as Dog Soldiers, Descent and Doomsday. Actor Jonathan Hyde, who is better known in movies Jumanji. He was Alan's dad as well as the Hunter, as well as being in other films such as Titanic and The Mummy and Richie Rich. Presenting the horror movies today, particularly the Hellraiser movies, Sean Chapman, Kenneth Branagh and Oliver Smith. More horror and classic movies being represented with Martine Beswick. She's best known for starring in movies such as Dr. Jekyll and Sister Hyde, 1 Million Years BC and Thunderball, and also representing both James Bond and horror, Caroline Munro. She's been in multiple Hammer horror movies, as well as being in one of my favourite James Bond movies, The Spy Who Loved Me. And last but not least, we have award-winning artist Neil Fraser and Buddy Galore, who will be hosting the cosplay competition later on today. Please hit the subscribe button, that will really help out this channel, but that's enough of me waffling. Let's go and see what Popcorn Comic Con 2024 has to offer. As I mentioned earlier, this is at Magna Adventure and Science Exhibition or Museum here in Rotherham / Sheffield. So it's a really good activity centre for children, which I'll put a link in the description below. But I just wanted to show you this whole building because it's just a brilliant opportunity really for cosplayers to do some action shots, because it does just look like an abandoned derelict industrial site. It always reminds me of the scenes in RoboCop, particularly RoboCop 2 as well. And here we are inside the Comic Con itself. It's going to be a great day. Lots of things to do, lots of things to see. And this is the autograph section. There we go, all ready and raring to go to take autographs. Because we're quite popular already, particularly lots of people at the Hellraiser tables already. Yes, some brilliant Daleks here, and absolutely bow ties are cool.
Please welcome a living legend, Dame Sian Phillips.
Woo!
We're going to scratch the surface, Sian, of your career. We've only got half an hour to talk, but I wanted to speak about something that became a television phenomenon, which was I Claudius.
Oh, yes, yes.
And I wouldn't patronise you by saying it was a breakthrough, because you'd been working for quite some considerable time before that, but it had a massive impact, didn't it?
Yes, yes.
And I wanted to ask about that impact, but also the character you played, Livia. Herbert Wise, I believe, told you to bring it up a bit. You can have some fun with it, because and kind of camp it up. Can you tell us something about the character that you're playing of?
It was more the condition of how we started off. It was a time when BBC Television was doing at least two major series of drama every year. For about 10 years, we were the envy of America, because we kept pushing out these big numbers, and I, Claudius, was one of the first ones to become internationally famous. And when we started out, we'd all of us worked together for ages in television, and we knew Herbie as well. This was such a different kind of project that we were all very nervous about it, and we all wanted to do it in our style, very English, very the duck waddling along on the surface of the water, and the feet going like mad, but nothing much showing on the top. We thought that was the way to do it. And Herbert said, no, it's not. He said, it's my way or the highway. You've got to do it like big poster paint. It's got to be big. So we were all very miserable, and some people wanted to leave, and we didn't think it was going to work, and everyone was despondent about it. And suddenly one day, something happened in a scene where we were all having food, lying down, eating things, which I seemed to eat non-stop all the way through. And I just did a look at somebody. Somebody said something, and I looked, and Herbert said, that's it. That's what I want you to do. And I said, wait a minute, is this a Jewish comedy? And he said, yes, that's the way to go. We didn't want to say because we thought you might be offended, but that's it, he said. That's how you do I, Claudius, which is all about Romans.
Know what the hell it was about?
No. But Frank Herbert, who came to see us doing it, he was very nice about it. He loved it. And he took a lot of inspiration. The art department was wonderful on that movie. There were several friends of mine working in the art department, and I think they outdid themselves. They were so good. And he took a lot of notes from the movie into the next book that he wrote. So he liked the film. He liked it.
There were a bunch of you on a movie called Clash of the Titans. I'm assuming that you all knew each other. We had Laurence Olivier, Claire Bloom, yourself, Maggie Smith, etc. All playing gods, which was good casting, I thought.
Yes. Well, I didn't work with them at all, actually. They all did their bits in London. And then I think I used to talk to a big plaster cast of Maggie's head, which was that was in London, but I was in Malta. So we did all our acting to hankies tied on bits of stick, and somebody saying, the beast is coming round the mountain, now you're looking up, be scared. So we go, gosh, and then it's coming down, it's coming towards you, run away. So we did everything to the tune of the first assistant walking around with a hanky on a pole. And all my conversations with Maggie were to this big plaster cast lying on the floor as I spoke to her. So it was a weird film, but it was a lovely film, I think, in the end. But to make, it was weird.
So that was part of the Dame Sian Phillips Q&A panel from this afternoon. Amazing actress, obviously having a career since she was 11 years old. Amazing recall and some brilliant anecdotes there as well. So a fantastic one to listen to. If you ever go to these Comic Cons and there's Q&A panels, please go to them because they've got some fantastic stories, some really fascinating stories. I love doing these. I always try and find as much time as I can to do so. Woo!
Jonathan, welcome to Popcorn, and you've just been telling me that you only do this sort of event very, very occasionally.
Yes, the last one was in Pensacola just as COVID began to rear its ugly head, and all of us, a lot of my colleagues were going, should we be here? Should we be shaking 15,000 hands and doing all that? And none of us, to my knowledge, contracted it. So we flew home right at the beginning of March, and then lockdown happened 20-something of March. Yeah, lucky us.
I'd like to ask you first of all about your brief participation in the Hammer Studios production of Dr. Jekyll, which it had so few cinema screenings in this country that I actually travelled from Derby all the way up to Sheffield just to see it and really enjoyed it. Now you play Henry Jekyll and
Yes.
you don't associate with the main cast. You sort of filmed your own little bits and pieces with Joe Stevenson.
Yes.
How was that experience, and how did that project come to your attention?
Well, it came simply to my attention when they phoned up. My agent phoned up and said they'd like you to do it. And I said, well, that sounds curious. And I knew Joe Stevenson socially a little bit, but hardly at all. And I was very intrigued that Eddie Izzard would be playing the role of Nina Jekyll. I thought, well, that sounds like him. And the script was very good. When a script is good, your antennae perk up and you go, I'll be part of that. And I was driven up to some gorgeous Palladian house in the middle of somewhere north, and we filmed it during the course of the day. I've never seen the film. I don't know anything. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was really fantastic. I heard it was very intriguing. Was it good?
I like it a lot. It's had
Right.
mixed reviews, but I found it, as an old school Hammer fan, I found it had echoes of some of
Right.
Hammer's past in it. And
Right.
I think your brief role, it's brief, but it's very, very important as well. I think the film sort of centres around it in some ways, so
Well,
it needs to be there.
Good. I'm pleased to hear it.
And Eddie is fantastic, you'll
Yeah.
be glad to know.
Yeah.
So now let's sort of focus on you and your successors rather than Eddie Izzard's. And one person you've had major professional associations with in recent years is Guillermo del Toro. You were in Crimson Peak. You've played Eldritch Palmer in The Strain. You've done voice work on Guillermo
yes.
projects as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
Three Below, Troll Hunters, that sort of thing.
Yep.
What's Guillermo like to work with? And it must be a great feeling as well for you to be a person who's in his orbit and keeps getting the callbacks from one of the world's great filmmakers.
Well, he's thrilling. He's thrilling to. I mean, he filmed the first huge introductory episode of The Strain, which I thought was a sort of brilliant movie in itself. I mean, it was just absolutely remarkable, and he was a presence around and about the four seasons, and he sort of was more present towards the end of the whole sort of series. He's a thrilling and very funny person to work with. He cast The Mummy with actors who were not ever going to never going to be problematic. He'd done a previous movie where one of the actresses, who shall remain nameless, was very, very particular, who threw her bagel at the third assistant because it had cream cheese in it. So I didn't want cream. All of that went on. So he wanted a cast who were, pleasant, hard-working, and basically were there for the fun of the caper. And similarly, I in some instances, I think Titanic, there were certain physical types that they were looking for casting. Cameron was fascinating because he has a famous temper, which he vented extravagantly a lot of the time. I mean, there was just, if somebody, if his DOP didn't light it the way he figured he should have done, then Jim would simply unload. Russell, I could have done that better. Give me the camera. All of that went on.
I don't know what that was.
Anyway,
Carry on.
it's after lunch, isn't it? So, temperament in directors. Normally, the director you want is exactly as you say, a combination of enthusiasm and real sort of vision, a real sort of particular idea. That the film I've just done, which earned a 13-minute standing ovation at the Venice Film Festival, called The Brutalist, which won Best Director for the director Brady Corbett. he used to be a child actor, curiously, and now he did a terrific film called Vox Lux with Natalie Portman and Jude Law, terrific, about a rock singer. And then he's done this film with Adrian Brody and Guy Pearce and Felicity Jones. I mean, he was so, because he'd written it, he had such a strong grip of what he wanted and how he wanted it done, but very kind with the thing, very relaxed, no temperament of any kind, except just a sheer passion to get the scenes, get the tone of the scenes right. And that was just joy to work on. Beautiful. But it was a double role. I played his father.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know.
Yeah, and then the same sort of tyrannical figure turns into the hunter. And the hunter, comes out of the game to scare the pants off everybody. I mean, that was the idea. They wouldn't even let me shoot a monkey. I kept missing. I thought I meant to be this big game hunter. I said, can I pop up a monkey or something? They said, absolutely not. Kate, I had a little bit of, she was very funny. I mean, she's fearless, and I thought magnificent. She's completely honest. I thought just wonderful. Kathy, I hardly saw at all, because, I mean, apart from being around a dinner table, the people I saw most of, in fact, were David Warner, dear departed David, and Victor Garber. We played afternoon Scrabble furiously. Because it was mainly night shoots, of course. Titanic was shot, usually your pickup was 10 o'clock at night, and usually you went to bed sometime after 7 a.m., having shot it through the night. So those afternoons were the times when we would engage in vicious struggles with words.
And that was Jonathan Hyde's Q&A from this afternoon. Again, fantastic actor. I love from both Sean and Jonathan's just how they go into their roles, how the industry or the acting business has changed over the years, and how they sort of hone in on their craft and create these wonderful, memorable characters. Particularly with Jonathan saying that he likes to go on stage to keep his mind sharp and focused, as well as doing lots of memorable movie roles that he has been. And same with what Sean was saying earlier, that she has done quite a lot of theatre work as well. But yeah, Jonathan, he's great guy. Really enjoyed that panel today. So this is your lunch offers for today, and I have to say it's quite reasonably priced. Nice little variety. Let's have something to eat. If you're looking for a spot of lunch, they have sandwiches here as well as other snacks, but I have to say I've never seen anyone sell a jam sandwich. I am so impressed that jam sandwiches are on the menu. I love a good jam sandwich. I have to say this is an absolute bargain. This loaded fries. Treat myself to a sausage roll as well. Yum yum. Oh, that was incredibly filling, that lunch. So let's go and have a little mooch now and check out all the stores, all the cosplayers, and yeah, let's have some fun. I never knew there was a violent version of the $6 Million Man.
Is it your favourite movie? Just nod or shake your head. I thought so. Funny that, isn't it? Fantastic. So, so we're going to play some music, and if you don't mind, do I think a menacing circle, maybe, bludgeon anybody you would like in the room. And go for it, thank you. Amazing, how they got it. Where are you from?
I'm from Cumbria.
Fantastic. And for the jungle. And it's I bet you expect who this is.
Well, there's a hunter in the original Jumanji that chases Alan, and basically Jonathan Hyde was here today. And so I had to get the character, didn't I?
Amazing, I love that. Yes, I love Jumanji. Now, who's going to be spoken? Oh, that's the whole gang, isn't it? You'll be spoken. Yes, of course you will. And you are?
I am Alistair from Has Been Hotel. With me is Rosie, Fox, Husker, and Sir Pensius from Has Been Hotel. I hope you enjoy our costumes.
Oh, you look amazing! I love it. I think you'd have to look, but this is Princess Leia, isn't it? As in the later movies, I guess, isn't it? As in...
Yes, that's right. Hello, I'm Princess General Leia Organa Soda Smithson. My name just grows with every movie that goes on.
Give it up for Jim! One of my favourite episodes. Has anyone seen the new season of Doctor Who yet?
Yeah.
Oh. Yes, no examinations. This is yes. And Robomen. More Daleks and Robomen. What do you think? Would you like to be referred to? Who's the doctor? Oh, I was giving you the option to lie then and say, no, I wasn't told. That's what I would have given them. Yeah, I know. I watched it on iPad last week for the first time. Fantastic. Well, you look amazing. This is the Green Tech? No. It's a yes, it's the Czech, isn't it? For a tour. So have you come together today? Have you met? You've never Czech before, I guess. So it's a question.
I stole it!
Yeah. Hi, Jack. So the character is. Don't say it. Fantastic. So, is it one of your favourite movies? Did you grow up with the film?
Yes, I did.
It's hard to keep the voice when I'm asking you questions, but under your real name, isn't it? I know. So, it's quite a long name, so I'm going to let you explain who this is. Hi, Tom. So, where are you from?
Well, I'm originally from Drosostinia, but from today I'm from Wexborough.
Does that make sense? Yeah, is that okay, as in the action. Well, that's good. You know we have one of those out-of-body experiences, which is actually quite often for me. I can smell burnt toast, that's right, yes. Safe word is. Anyway. So, fantastic. Is this one of your favourite characters?
Well, yes, it is.
Obviously, because you are the character. Exactly.
I am Dr. Heinz Doofenshmirtz.
That was the word I was going to let you explain to the weeks. I could not read that for love nor money. Just say one more time for slowly for you.
Doofenshmirtz. What are you doing here? It's time to fight me again. Not this time, Harry. You'll stay there.
There we go. Fantastic. Okay, fantastic. All right. If you'd like to take back your seats,
So that was highlights from the cosplay competition that took place at Popcorn 2024 at Magna, Sheffield / Rotherham. So I'm back here now at Timey Wimey HQ, so I thought I'll give you a bit of a rundown and my overall thoughts on today's events. Starting off with the cosplay competition, and all the cosplayers that was there today. honestly, hats off to you all. You were all amazing. But if I really had to pick some highlights of today, one of them was there was a guy dressed as King Arthur from Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Gutted that I didn't get a shot of him either on video or a photograph of him, because he was amazing with coconuts as well, sort of riding on, pretending to ride a horse, clanging the coconuts together. A great costume. Props to the Star Wars crew, the various cast of Star Wars. They're dressed up. They were doing that for charity. So there was some really nice photo opportunities for everyone to have a go there, and I hope they did raise some money for their chosen charity. As for the cosplay competition itself, from the youth section, really like the child that was dressed up as it. Very terrifying, amazing outfit, and big up to the two kids that was dressed as Slipknot as well. Loving that. That's fantastic. For the rest of you, honestly, all your cosplays were amazing. The Beetlejuice guy, the guy that was dressed as the hunter from Jumanji. I think his name was Nate. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to have a photograph with you during the day. But yeah, top outfits for that one, and I'm glad that he mentioned, and I did see him go in there. There was a little different section for a photo opportunity with the celebrities that was there, the guests that was there. So I'm glad that he managed to have an opportunity to have a photograph with Jonathan Hyde. It was something that you just really couldn't miss out on, and I'm glad that happened, and I'm glad Jonathan liked your outfit. Props to Bunny Galore, who hosted the cosplay competition. She did an amazing job keeping that cosplay, keeping that energy up, and making all the participants feel at ease. Amazing job there. And also the support of the Daleks. So we had Dalek Bow Tie and Dalek Bruce. I'm pretty sure it was Dalek Bow Tie that was scaring my mum. Mama Timey Wimey, should we call her? No, she's called Moogie. Yeah, so she was absolutely she's petrified of the Daleks, and yeah, I managed to get a selfie with her mum, with Moogie, and a Dalek, and myself, and yeah, she liked it in the end, but still had goosebumps because of just how close proximity the Daleks were. Thank you for Project Dalek for taking the time with me to have a chat with them on how long it took to construct one of the Daleks. It was Dalek Bruce I was speaking to, and how long it took to build. But yeah, amazing jobs. Really close to the original Doctor Who props from the 70s. And of course, Dalek 20, can't forget you, my friend. Again, brilliant to have a nice chat with you outside of Magna, and letting me blow up a Dalek with a sonic screwdriver as well. So thank you very much for that. Love the double outfit you was doing, the double cosplaying-ish. Being dressed up as Broccoli from Dalek Invasion Earth 2150 AD. Great outfit, love that. So, and obviously being Dalek 20 as well. On to the Q&A talks, two brilliant talks that I had time to see today. Props to the hosts Daryl Buxton and Tony Earnshaw. Brilliant interviewees, really know the stuff. Fans of classic horror and classic sci-fi as well, and yeah, really knew how to keep that those Q&A talks going if there weren't many questions from the audience. But it was just nice to listen to these talks. If you ever have an opportunity, if you go to any Comic-Con and there are talks, please take the time to do it, because you will not be disappointed. So we had two very sort of different but similar talks. First with Dane Sean Phillips, like, as I said earlier in this video, amazing recall, a career spanning 60+ years, and yeah, and just done a variety of stage, television and movies, especially being in such an iconic drama such as I, Claudius, with all those wonderful stars, including Derek Jacobi, John Hurt, Brian Blessed, Patrick Stewart as well. Yeah, a great talk, and a fantastic woman. I'm not going to give her age away, but she looked fabulous. Same for Jonathan Hyde as well. That was a surprising talk. I think I was just mainly there for my just for my love of Jumanji, and particularly his character of the hunter in Jumanji. But yeah, you forget how many iconic films he's been in from the 90s, and just an illustrious career that he's had on stage and screen. Obviously, particularly on screen, being in Titanic, Jumanji, as aforementioned, Anaconda, Richie Rich, and obviously still carrying on strong to this day. Sadly, I didn't have the time to go to the Hellraiser talk that was there that afternoon. I would have done it, but just time run away with me, and there was definitely some other things that I wanted to do. Gutted that Wendy Padbury didn't have an opportunity to have a Q&A talk. I think she would have had some fantastic stories from her time in Doctor Who. I have seen Caroline Munro's Q&A from previous Popcorn Comic Con, so I'm glad she's had that. But again, it would have been nice if there was more opportunity for more talks, but it's just juggling it all around, isn't it? You know, it's you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. I hope in the future they do a weekend Comic Con for this, like they do for their horror cons. I'll get to that a little bit later. This was just a one-day event. Hopefully it will grow into a full weekend. I went and saw the guests. I got some autographs because I do like collecting a good autograph or two. So starting off with Lisette Anthony, of course, me knowing her more for Dracula Dead and loving it. And again, very friendly person, really nice to have met her. And yeah, she had a great time filming Dracula Dead and loving it. But she mentioned that she was quite ill whilst during filming on that, to the point where she actually fell asleep on set, and Mel Brooks had to wake her up and go, "Come on, we're rolling." So yeah, what an anecdote to have, as well as having all that fun with the great comedy actor Leslie Nielsen. Then I moved on to Jonathan Hyde, and yeah, straight away I knew exactly what type of photo that I wanted him to sign. All the guests had individual photos from different films or shows that they've done, so it's great that you can have that as well as signing your own personal items if you got anything that you wanted signing. But yeah, straight away I knew I wanted like a hunter type photo from Jumanji, and it didn't disappoint. And I said to him that, you know, ever since a child, it always fascinated me, the scene where the hunter is going around the supermarket, and he agreed and just said, yeah, I had a lot of fun with those scenes, had a great time. But yeah, shook me by the hand, and yeah, thank me for coming. And no, so thank you. Same goes to Dame Sian Phillips. So myself and Father Timey Wimey review went to see Sian, and yeah, again, no airs or graces at all. Very polite, very friendly to and approachable to talk to, and obviously we was talking about her time on I Claudius. And my dad mentioned this, so I stole his line here. But yeah, he's definitely right. Dame Sian Phillips is the only person we know that has managed to silence Brian Blessed, and yeah, she absolutely loved that, and said, I think the figs helped, and it wasn't an easy task to silence Sir Brian, or should it be Sir Brian Blessed. Me and Father Timey Wimey had a selfie with Dame Sian Phillips, and what a just moment to have with her, and of course with my family. So yeah, I'm really glad that both my mum and dad did come with me for this Comic Con. They really wanted to have a go, and they used to go to the to Comic Cons for quite some time, so they haven't been to one for a while. And yeah, with the guests, it just had a vibe of the memorabilia conventions that we used to go to in Birmingham back in the 90s and noughties. I know it's still going, MCM, so I'm glad that they are. But those times for me and my mum and dad were just the best. They had just the legendary stars that they managed to get for those events. Too many to name at that point. But going back to Dame Sian Phillips and what we got autographed, well, yeah, very lucky that my parents had this copy of I, Claudius on DVD. This is a really good box set. I was watching the documentary on this and quickly text them the night before. I said, have you got, I'm sure you got a copy of I, Claudius somewhere. And yes, they did. And even better was the discs inside. They've all got individual sleeves. So we managed to get Dame Sean's character all signed. So yeah, loving that. And you know, if I do manage to see the legend that is Brian Blessed and of course Derek Jacobi, I've kind of got myself a bit of a collection to go for. So yeah, this is just a really presented box set. Can't wait to see the drama. I've only seen clips of the drama myself, and I know I'm gushing about it already. But yeah, really can't wait to get my teeth sinks into this iconic drama. In terms of stalls, a really good variety of merchandise to buy. So there's Funko Pops, great sort of lighting things, lots of really good sort of 3D printing ceramics and little models as well. I got for Mrs. Timey Wimey review this gorgeous 3D model printout of Dobby. I wanted that for her book nook, and as soon as I saw it, I went, I know exactly, yeah, sold already straight away. I didn't want to go away and just in case it disappeared later in the afternoon. It was just a straight instant grab. Yeah, fell in love with it straight away, and luckily Mrs. Timey Wimey review has as well. But yeah, some really good merchandise there, lots of mystery bags as well. If they had a Doctor Who one, I would have purchased this and give it a go for you to have seen at home, but alas, not to be. I didn't see much Doctor Who merchandise actually on this occasion. I think the closest I got to it was that model of K9 that you saw in my montage of the stores earlier in this video. But never mind, I had a blast. I did buy some nice stuff. Got some great autographs that I wanted to do, and yeah, had a really good chat with quite a few of the merchandise sellers as well. Overall, I had a fantastic time at PopCon 2024. Can't wait for another iteration of this, hopefully next year. Like I said earlier, this is the same organisers who do the HorrorCons at Magna during May time, and next year it'll be their 10th anniversary of HorrorCon at Magna. So I can't wait to see what event that will unfold. That's a full weekend, actually on the anniversary of mine and Mrs. Timey Wimey Review's wedding as well. So yeah, we're gonna have to check that out. I know my parents absolutely loved popcorn and would like to go to HorrorCon as well next year. And if you haven't been before, I do recommend you check it out. This is just a really good, you know, if you haven't been to many Comic Cons or haven't done a Comic Con before, this is just a really good starting point. It's not too overwhelming, incredibly friendly, some brilliant cosplayers out there, great merchandise. Loved the guests that they had there. Yes, it was very much old school, but we loved it. Let me know in the comments below your thoughts to PopCon Comic Con 2024. Was you there at that event? Did you spot yourself in the video with the montages of all the different cosplayers out there? Please comment and say hello. I'm also on Facebook as well as X, so you can say hello on any of those platforms. And also, what is your favourite Comic Con event that you have been to throughout the UK or around the world? Who have you managed to meet? Who was you lucky enough to have met in any form of Comic Cons that you've done? Again, let me know in the comments. I would love to know your stories and adventures. Thank you very much for watching this special video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like, share and subscribe. Hit the cloister bell for more notifications. Come say hello and follow me on Facebook and X, and do check out my other fantastic Doctor Who related content on the Timey Wimey Review TikTok page, and of course right here on the Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. Lots of Doctor Who related content on this channel for you to enjoy, and I hope you do so. But thank you so much for watching. Until we meet again.